Hey guys, Sean Pruitt here. I'm getting ready to go out to Texas tomorrow morning and spend some time out at the other fields. Plan on meeting with Dennis Bass. He had a good meeting with Kim Drew yesterday. They went over the micro seepage as well as Kim Drew's aerial maps to continue to stake out good locations. Kim has a incredible track record, and he's drilled over 50 wells in this county. And 90% of them have succeeded. So he's got an incredible track record out here. And what we're doing here in a nutshell, this is just a brief overview of our program. This well was drilled back in 2015. This was Kim Drew's well. And we're doing a direct offset. This red arrow and this red arrow indicates our two drilling locations. This is a 2-well package. In every zone from top to bottom, you get the potential to make incredible returns. So bottom line, this well came online around 50 barrels a day. Now, it could have easily, based on what the geologist is saying, it could have easily produced 200 barrels a day, but they choked it back to 50. Why? Quite simply, you don't want to burn out the well. You could either produce it at 200 barrels a day for a short time or 50 for a long time. Investors already made over 300% on this well since it was drilled. And if we duplicate the success of that well, we just need one of these wells to duplicate the success of that well. And you're making based on today's oil prices, about $40,000 a year on a per unit. Okay, if we get 2 wells, that's 2 wells pumping out 40 grand a year for you. That's 80 grand total. So anyways, so bottom line, the way they look at the geology, Kim Drew has looked at every well in this county. And to drill 50 wells in a county, I think you're going to know something about the area, especially with a track record of 90%. So bottom line, so this is a well that was drilled, and from here to here, the Gilcrease, which is a zone, is 20 feet thicker. Okay, so that means from here to here, the structure gets thicker. And so we're drilling over here. So the further southeast you go, the thicker the structure, okay? Now, they produced 50 barrels a day out of a zone called the Gilcrease. Now, that was not their original intention. Their intention was to hit a zone called the Wilcox. Wilcox wells in this area are known to produce over 1,300 barrels a day. I told you how much money you can make on 50 barrels a day. Can you imagine 13 from one well? That's huge. And so, and that's the beauty of being able to drill a well for $600,000. That's nothing. That's why shale is losing their butts at $15 million a well. And so if we discover Wilcox here and here, we can make a tremendous amount of money, but Gilcrease is good too. I mean, you're not going to get upset if you're making 40 grand a year on 50 barrels a day. And so, based on what they saw from the log reports from this Llama 1-14, let me zoom in here. I'm looking at the video here. It doesn't look like you can see it really well. And so, like I said, this well right here, this is a saltwater disposal well. You compare the log from this well to this well, and we are actually 20 feet thicker in the Gilcrease, which means it gets thicker over here. And in addition to that, they found Wilcox in this well, but the problem is they're low on structure, okay? So if you look in what that means to be high and low on structure, I'm going to get this anticline map here. Okay, so imagine this 4,000 feet underneath the ground. Each one of these layer represents a different kind of rock. Might be a limestone, might be a shale, different kinds of structure, okay? And so oil and gas migrates to its highest point within its own structure. So this is the top of the structure, and this would be down dip, anticline, syncline, okay? This is up dip to all the wells drilled here. So if I drilled a well here, so imagine this is the zone we're going after, this black zone. It's black, it's full of oil. Imagine this is the zone we're going after. Well, a geologist would want to drill here first. That would be the most optimal place to drill. Problem is that you don't know exactly where the highest point of the structure is, okay? And so what you do, it's called well control, okay? Let's say they drill a well here and a well here, okay? And let's say they drill a well here. So we've got 3 well logs to go by. now it paints us a beautiful picture. We could say, okay, well, the structure here, we hit at a depth of 4,300 feet, and the structure here we hit at a depth of 4,000 feet. Well, chances are the structure's going up, okay? You always want to drill a well up dip to a down dip well. If we drill through here and we drill through here, this well right here would be up dip to this well, okay? And so oil and gas migrates to its highest point within its own structure. Oil and gas will migrate to the highest point here. That means there's going to be more oil and gas here than here, okay? Now, if we drill a well here, it might be too thin to complete, okay? Which is what we had, the issue that the well that they drilled with the Wilcox, okay? And so if you look at this well right here, the structure was too thin in Llama 1-14. I apologize for this awful graphic. This is a geology map, and they're not really worried about what the way it looks. They're more interested in information. So bottom line, this did hit the Wilcox, but based on all the surrounding log reports, for instance, to the east here, they produce $70 million worth of Wilcox energy 2 miles to the east. 2 miles to the south here, they have wells that produce upwards of 1,300 barrels a day out of the Wilcox. They just recently, up here to the north, drilled 2 successful Wilcox wells. And so bottom line, the log reports show that we're higher on structure in Wilcox right here. Now, if we look at this map here, this is called a Wilcox structure map, okay? He drew this, hand drew this, and it's based purely upon all the logs in the area. So like, remember when I said about well control, we could actually, based on all the wells in the area, he can calculate and extrapolate what he expects the structure to look like here. So if we compare this to this, right? So each one of these lines indicates the height of the structure, okay? So this is the higher part of the structure, and this is going to be the lower part, okay? And so from this well, the Llama 1-14 that we're offsetting is to this location is 34 feet higher on structure. Remember what I said about drilling up dip. So this area would be drilling up dip to this well, not only for the Kesey structure, which is that's what they completed this well in, but also for the Wilcox, okay? If we discover Gilcrease, we're going to produce it. If we discover Wilcox, we're going to produce it. And we have 3 more zones that we're going after here. And so I just wanted to give you a brief overview of what we're doing here. And this right here, all of this the darker red and these different colors, this is a micro seepage map, okay? They have a technology that has the ability to see micro seepage 4,000 feet underneath the ground of oil and gas traces, okay? And so they can actually take a technology and test the air for any kind of gas seepage, okay? Now, it's not enough for the human nostrils to pick up on these gases. Most technology cannot pick up on it, but there is a technology out there called microseepage that allows you to sniff out the gas. And so bottom line, this is no man's land. That means there's nothing. And the lighter blue says there's some, but the darker reds here and the darker oranges indicate the most gas seepage. And so what he does, he takes all the geology reports of all the surrounding wells, he builds a structure map, just like you see here, and then he overlays it on the structure map itself to pick out the best locations. And surprisingly, the micro seepage actually painted a beautiful picture that his geology is correct. And so he hasn't even used microseepage, and he already has a 90% success rate. So microseepage gives us another indicator that we're drilling in the best locations. So these first 2 wells, we're drilling in the hottest spots, and your money is being spread across 2 wells, and we're drilling right next to success. It's called PUDs, proven undeveloped wells. PUDs are in this business is the lowest risk wells you can get involved with. So anyways, I'm Sean Pruitt. I'm heading out to Texas tomorrow. If you have any questions, feel free to call me. If I don't pick up, it's because I'm in the field. But give me a call anytime. Office number 307-622-1645. Love to chat with you. Love to talk oil. Thanks.